My brother, 35 male, is dating one of my best friends, 34 female, and I just found out she's been cheating for over a year. Original post. So some background, around 6 years ago, one of my oldest friends from elementary school started dating my older brother. Knowing her past relationships and her manipulation, I was hesitant when they first started dating. But she was in therapy and seemingly doing a lot of work on herself. My brother seemed so happy with her, which isn't his norm. He doesn't date much and keeps to himself. He can get into super depressive episodes that last for ages. So when I saw a picture of him smiling out at a party with her, I literally cried because he looked so joyful. So I decided that it was possible that they were really good for each other, and seemingly they were. For a while, they seemed happy. But around 5 years in, she started to feel like he was motivated enough in his career and wanted a particular lifestyle. They are into very different things, and she wanted a partner that shared her same interests and basic philosophies on life. It's been complicated when she comes to me for love advice. Still, at the time, I told her that to be fair to her and my brother, she should break up with him. She said she was worried that he would hurt himself if he did, because of his depression in the past. She battled with this for about a year. Then they broke up in October 2022, got back together a few days later, and then she broke up with him again in January. I was kind of over her. The back and forth this time and bringing me into it felt very uncomfortable. I told her I no longer wanted to discuss their relationship and that she was unfair to my brother. I comforted my brother through the breakup as well. Eventually, they did get back together and moved in together to a home owned by her family. My brother works construction and he knows how to fix things, so he's fixing the house. But the family is still charging discounted rent, which he pays in full since she doesn't work. My brother says he's happy with this arrangement. They're both adults, so I stayed out of it even though it felt a little ick. Fast forward again to today, I got a message from a person I don't know on Facebook saying that he's been with her on and off for over a year. And that as recently as this week, she reached out to him saying she wanted to have kids with him and loved him. She has cheated in the past, but has been so growth-minded that I gave her a lot of grace for who she was and thought she was making genuine efforts to improve. But this was like a puzzle piece I didn't know I was missing about why their most recent breakup and getting back together felt so weird. I told him that if he was comfortable calling me, please do so as I wanted to move forward with all the information. We spoke for over 3 hours and he showed me all the messages between them. Again, I don't know this man, but he seems like the type of person who, if anything, is too open and honest. This man didn't have receipts, but has an entire novel of her reaching out to him as recently as yesterday, begging him to take her back, saying that her relationship is loveless and that he is the only man for her. He gave me a play-by-play of their entire time together, and the dates matched perfectly with life events, including my wedding, so I could confirm much of it without having to do much. He initially reached out to my brother to tell him, but he blocked him before talking and ran into my mom as they live in a tiny town. They also interacted, but my mom told him to get lost. After my BFF contacted him again yesterday, he sent me a message. I don't know how to move forward or figure out what's true or my role. I talked to my mom about it first, because if something does blow up, I need to ensure my brother has someone there for him since I live far away. She advised me to stay out of it and not tell my brother anything. That doesn't feel right. I'd want to know if I were him. I want to trust my intuition, but worry about the impulsivity of responding immediately. My mom says that since my brother has already decided that he doesn't want to talk with this guy, he made a choice to remain ignorant. And it's not my job to do anything. And that it's weird of this guy to keep reaching out, and that he's the real villain of this story. I feel the right thing is to tell him and let him choose, and not choose for him by withholding information. Still, I figured before doing that and potentially blowing up my brother's entire life, I should get other opinions, or maybe hear from people who have had similar bombshells dropped on them. The only person I actively want to support in this story is my brother. Should I tell my brother everything? Should I talk to her and give her a chance to tell her side? Or do I do what my mom said and stay out? No, you tell him. He can do what he wants with the info. Don't make it rift between you two. If he's kind of like, F off, then don't bring it up again. I think this is right. It's just a horrible position to be in, and like, how do you tell someone something that will shatter their world? It's heartbreaking, and he's just so sweet and doesn't deserve it. If you don't tell him and he'll find out later that you knew, his world will even be more shattered. Tell your brother, and your mother is almost as bad as the girlfriend at this point. Probably got her eye on grandbabies and doesn't want to have to start over and wait longer. It's definitely not that. She absolutely doesn't want grandkids. We are a very non-traditional family. I think she also feels protective of my old friend because she's such a huge part of our family. Like she was there as my grandmother was dying. She and I shared a graduation party. Our friendship prior to her dating my brother was already sisterly. She's not perfect, but Mom loves this girl, and I think has also been manipulated by her for years. It's really sad for her, but obviously sadder for my brother. And I think now after really talking to her, she's on my side. This old friend is actually deeply evil, and the more I find out about how she's long-term twisted the narrative around this situation to protect herself when it comes out is actually a little terrifying. I think the fact that your brother blocked him before the guy could talk means your brother knows what he's going to say and doesn't want to hear it. Be careful. You don't want to be blocked from your brother's life too. I would attempt to tell him gently, like, I heard something from a guy in your town about your girlfriend. It's not good, but I'm here for you and always trying to do what's right for you. I think you should know. That way he has the opportunity to say, look, I don't care how bad it is. I don't want to hear it. I agree that he probably already knows. You don't want to end up the bad guy, which can happen with the people delivering the bad news. It's also his depression. He has been self-ending before, so I can't just go in without a good support network around me. So that's what my biggest fear is. He's been so good for a while, but this is so heavy that I don't want to be careless or not think through every outcome, but also might be overthinking it. I'm taking time off work all next week to be home and talk to him. Update. I went full true detective this afternoon and have uncovered a lot more information and was able to come to my mom with hard indisputable evidence. My mom has known my friend for decades and looks at her as another daughter. I said this in a comment, but will add it here as well for context. This is a friend who was in the hospital with us as my grandmother died and was holding her hand in the room. Our families are close that we had a shared high school graduation party together. She was in my wedding party and at my bachelorette. She was talking to this guy at both of those events. Apparently, my brother had reached out to my mom when he got a message from this guy for advice, and his girlfriend twisted the story saying that he was a creep and stalking her. So when Mom had an interaction with him, she felt like she needed to protect both my brother and his girlfriend. These lies from her also impacted my mom's initial reaction to me saying he reached out to me. It gets so twisted. She's lied on so many different levels to different people. She's created a web of carefully orchestrated lies that are going to take a lot of time and attention to unravel. My brother has been previously self-harming, so to make sure he has a support network when this ball drops, I'm going home for a week. My aunt and cousin also will just happen to be in town, so he'll be surrounded by a lot of love and support. We've decided I'm just going to talk to him one-on-one, but next weekend when I get home to do it in person, and take time to really present everything in a very matter-of-fact way. My mom is not the villain in this story. She's just been super manipulated by this monster of a person. I can't even begin to write out all of the stories, but she is actually even more evil than I thought she was this morning. Thank you everyone for the advice. A quick reaction would have probably led to more harm because my brother can get so deeply sad. So taking the time to tell him and be there for him is an absolute must. But we're coming up with a plan to make sure he is protected and has all the information he could possibly have. I caught my brother cheating and confronted him about it. He told me if I tell his wife, he'll convince everyone I'm a liar. I'm 18 female. I have two brothers, Brad 24 male and James 32. Brad just broke up with Faye, 22 female, after dating for 8 years. They dated throughout high school and college. James is married to Vicky, 35 female. They both took the breakup really bad, even though it was technically mutual. I honestly don't think either one of them wanted to break up. I think they just had so many people telling them that they're so young and they haven't dated other people, and that they should go out and explore what else is out there, even though neither of them really wanted to. My brother James was one of those people. He kept telling my brother that it was crazy that he tied himself down for high school and college, and even though Faye is a great girl, he should date around a bit. Anyway, yesterday I was babysitting for this family who go to the center I work at, who live the next town over. We went for a walk and just happened to walk through town where Faye's new apartment is. Her and my brother used to live together. She couldn't afford to rent there on her own, so she got a new place. It's right on Main Street, so it's not like we went out of our way or anything. So we're walking by, and I see my oldest brother's truck there. It was definitely his. Which is whatever, there are like a million reasons why he might be there. But then on my way home, about 1 a.m., I was at a takeout place across the street from the apartments eating with my friend, and my brother walks out with Faye. They talk outside his truck for a bit, and it all seemed totally normal. But then she goes to walk away, and he grabbed her arm and pulled her back towards him and kissed her. Then they both got into the truck and drove away. So I posted this morning about what to do, and a lot of people told me to tell him and to tell her. So I went to him and I told him what I saw, and I told him that if he didn't tell his wife, that I was going to. He didn't really react at all. He just rolled his eyes and said, not in his exact words, but that if I told his wife anything, he would just convince everyone I was jealous of Faye and was lying to cause drama. I told him he was a jerk and I was going to tell her anyway, so he literally said, fine, pulled out his phone and FaceTimed his wife. When she picked up, he was like, Carrie has something to tell you, and handed me the phone. I just froze up and didn't say anything because I wasn't prepared for it. His wife was just like, what was that all about? And my brother was like, oh, it's just her being dramatic again. Then he hung up and told me that I had no idea what I was talking about. And if I didn't mind my own business, he would make things worse for me. Now I'm really confused as to what I should do. Because what if I tell her and she doesn't believe me? And now everyone thinks I made up a horrible story and hates me. I'd start with talking to Brad, since James was probably banging his girlfriend before they broke up. I never thought of that. Honestly, Brad deserves to know from you more than Vicky does. He's your brother. Even if this started after the breakup, his brother is sleeping with his ex, and that's beyond wild. That betrayal, plus threatening you, says everything y'all need to know about James. Sibling solidarity with Brad is the way to start. There's likely a lot about Brad's relationship and breakup with Faye that you don't know, and this info could help him get some answers. This is why I always roll my eyes at the BS advice of confront the cheater and give them a chance to confess with a deadline. It's a stupid freaking advice for this reason. They are cheaters. They lie, manipulate, and are scummy people. What are you people honestly expecting? All that advice does is gives the cheater not only time to come up with a story, but gives time to clean themselves of all evidence. Stupid advice. Or if you do follow that advice, make sure that you've already collected all necessary evidence and come up with a concrete plan for how to tell the cheated on partner. Give them a chance to come clean, but don't rely on them suddenly growing a conscience. I, 33 male, dumped my girlfriend, 30 female, over Father's Day drama, but she keeps trying to get back with me. So I was dating this girl for a few months. She has 2 kids by 2 different guys and has full custody of both. She has a pretty good relationship with the father of the oldest boy. They seem to get along well and there is no drama there, so I thought it was a good thing. But she seemed to be suspiciously too close to the man. When Father's Day rolled around, I thought it would be a nice time. I specifically started getting the weekends off so we could spend time together because of both our busy schedules. Father's Day was gonna be extra special because both boys would be spending time with their fathers like they should be. But I get a call on that day to say we will probably start things late because she is taking the oldest to the lake about 30 minutes drive to see his dad because his family has a lake house there. Later that day, I get another text saying the whole day is canceled because she has decided to spend the whole day with them. That is fine, things change. Even if it is a bit annoying that we had plans before, I won't make a big deal about it. But at night when we were saying our goodnights, she lets slip that she is spending the night at his house. That's when I had issue. I ask why on earth she is spending the night there, and she goes off on me saying, I am sorry that I want to spend time with my son and my family. What family? The only ones that were supposed to be there were the ex-husband and his parents. She has full custody of her son, but she was speaking to me like she never has time with him. It felt suspicious to me. Even if she didn't do anything with him that night, it was clear to me that she still must not be over him if she considers him and her ex-in-laws her family still. So I took the night to think it over and decided to end things with her. At first I was getting angry texts from her. Then after a few days silence, I start getting pleading texts for another chance, and that nothing happened. I talked things over with friends, and some of them think I jumped the gun on things, while most of them said I did the right thing. So now I throw myself to the judgment of the internet. Run, walk, sprint the other way. Red flags are there, don't collect them. Yes, she has been occasionally hooking up with her ex for as long as he has been her ex. Would bet money on it. She either still has feelings for him, or he is just really good in bed. Or both. Either way, being with the ex was definitely more appealing to her than spending time with Opie. Isn't it convenient that she was able to spend the night without any supplies? Medications, toothbrush, soaps, shampoos, change of clothes, face washes, lotions, supplements. I mean, heck, I don't know many women who do overnight trips without anything. Sure, maybe she just decided to crash on the couch after drinking all day. But I think it's more likely that she took an overnight bag with her and always planned on staying even though that meant bailing on you. Regardless, I would let your ex know that her lack of respect for your boundaries is why the relationship is over. And that in the future, she needs more rigid lines between her ex and herself. Otherwise, this will continue to cost her relationships. For just one night, you might not need all of that LOL. I mean, I practically live at my boyfriend's apartment now because of all the things I've accumulated over there. But before, when I would just go for the night, I had a change of clothes and toothbrush, and that's really it. Unless she needs to wash her hair, shampoo isn't really necessary. Not all women use face washes or have a regime. You don't know if she needs supplements or takes meds. Not everyone always uses lotion, LOL. I get your point, but there's no real indication she needs all that stuff. And her being a woman doesn't mean she has to use all of that. It's still weird she just decided to stay over there though.